Good morning, everyone. I'm Robert, and you're listening to Gardens of St. Joseph. Let's get started with our morning prayer. St. Joseph, dear earthly father of Jesus, bless these men that you have inspired to follow in your footsteps. Guide these faithful men so we can follow your values that you have instilled in your Son Jesus, so we may be better men in our faith and everyday life. Give us the will and strength to be humble. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Good morning, brothers. Again, happy Friday. Today's topic is going to be about charity. And when I mean charity, not only do I mean charity of the monetary sense, I mean charity throughout, like a broad spectrum of charity. We start our day every day waking up in the morning, and if we're married, we say good morning. If we have children, good morning to our child, and hug and kiss and whatever we do. But there's some of us that just wake up and don't even think about anything else but yourself. We don't lend, like in Spanish, no se prestan. You don't lend yourself. And that's what the world is facing nowadays. The world is facing a world with no charity. And it's ugly. It's an ugly way of life. It's an ugly way of living if it's just me. It doesn't matter about anybody else but me. Oh well, guess what? Too bad that person it happened to that person. It wasn't me. And it's kind of true to a sense, that bad things happen to other people, but then at the same time realize that if nothing as bad has ever happened to you in your life, like last week I said, you're either blessed or you're going to be cursed. And the curse is not like people think witchcraft or whatever. Um, and I'll be honest with you, look up the word curse and it just means wrongdoings. But if we look at life like that, where, well, it's not going to happen to me and it's not going to happen to me, and that's all we ever think about, or nothing bad has ever happened to me and nothing will, guess what? Times change and things turn around for the best or for the worst. But right now, the way the world is, the lacking of charity of any sense, again, not just monetary, because everybody thinks of charity, oh, they want me to give. Well, I want us to give something more than money. It's worth more than any value you can put on it in this world, and that is prayer. Pray for your loved ones, pray for your family, pray for your friends, pray for a stranger. That is charity. Charity is not just giving money, giving, things. Charity is being nice to somebody. Charity is being kind to a person on the street that has nothing, that is lonely, that is seeking God, that is seeking faith, that is seeking some type of wisdom to them. That's charity. We've thought about charity because of, campaigns or church or whatever. But you know what? Even our priest, our pastor, our friar, our father, they need our charity too. They need our prayers. They need our rosaries. They need our fastings so they can know that there are people of God out there still needing them. That is a charity I'm representing. That is a charity that I want you to understand, that I want from you. That is a charity that I wish I could teach everybody in the world to say, you know what, this person doesn't need money, but you know what he needs? He needs something worth more. He needs our prayers. He needs our blessings. This group of people, they need us. They need a group of men to be part of a rosary team. And guess what? If you live in El Paso area, the El Paso strongmen pray the rosary. That is the ultimate bunch of guys. I finally got to meet them yesterday, some of them, and my hat's hands down, my hat goes off to these men because you know what? They're exemplifying what charity is supposed to be. Putting away all their feelings, everything that's going on in their life, to go once a week to a different church and to pray the rosary. Guys, I salute you and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Luis, thank you. Everybody that I met, thank you. God bless you. Have a great week. But brothers, besides these men, what are we doing? What are you doing? Every day that I pray to give me strength, to give me wisdom, to keep me focused. And then at the end of my prayers, I say, God, I pray to you, whatever you want to do with my prayers, If someone needs them, send my prayers to them. That is charity. Charity and goodwill have been hand in hand together since the beginning. And what we're losing that. We're losing face value of what charity means. Don't let what the politicians are saying about charity. Don't worry about what the church is saying about charity. Charity comes from one's heart to give to another. I remember this Bible story. I don't remember the verse, but I remember the story that this man went to church and he's giving out shillings or whatever we'll call it that they used to give back then. That he gives this much, and this poor man goes in there and gives from his heart what he had, and he tells him, "This is all I have." The rich man smirks, and they turn around and tell him, "Why do you smirk?" Because that's all he's giving. But you know why this is worth more? Because he's giving it from his heart. When you give something from your heart and not expect nothing in return, that is the greatest gift. Brothers, we could be here and give charity and help to everybody in the world. And when the times comes, they'll say, okay, I've given this much and I keep on giving because I give this much and that's why I deserve to go here. Guess what? You are saying what you've done in life. Why? Why do you need to exemplify what you've done in life? You don't have to. All you got to say is, I've done this, and that's it. I get asked, and I tell you guys all the time, I get asked, well, what are you looking for? Are you looking for money? Are you looking for us to give you money? I'm not asking for anything. I've yet to ask anybody on the show, in person, in real life, anything. I don't ask. I'm going to have stickers. I'm going to have patches. I'm going to have prayer cards pretty soon. But not once have I asked anybody to give me anything for this show. Everything I have is either because I bought it or I've made it or I borrowed my wife's tripod and zip tied my phone holder from my car to it so I could be able to use it portable wherever I want. Have I done that? Yes. I have not asked anybody for anything, nor will I. This is because I want to help those people that need help. When you go places and you ask for help and they turn their back on you, or they tell you, well, you look like you can work, and they slam the door on you, I learned something. I learned that people are going to judge you on the way you look instead of what you are inside. I remember being told, well, it doesn't look like you've missed any meals. That's true. But what does that have to do with my daughter eating or my wife eating? I used to give up eating, so I would eat only once a day, so my wife and daughter would have food, so they could continue eating and stay healthy because I was big. I didn't do it because I wanted anybody to feel sorry for me. I did it because I loved my wife and daughter and I needed them to stay healthy. Or when we didn't have a refrigerator and I'd have to walk like 4 or 5 blocks with two 20-pound bags of ice in each hand so we could put into the igloo so our food wouldn't spoil. Not once did I ever ask anybody for a ride. Not because I didn't think I was better than anybody, but because, you know what? When you ask people, sometimes people look down on you. And I didn't want no one to look down on me. And now when I turn around, I'm not telling you because I want you to feel sorry for me or to say anything. I just wanted to tell you a story. That you know what, it doesn't matter what's going on in life. It doesn't matter what's happening in your world. Somebody might have it worse than you. Through charity, we could help. Remember, all it takes is, hey, good morning, sir. How you doing today? Or opening the door for somebody. Or saying, you know what, God bless you. I had this kid the other day on my bus. He looked like a big old gang member, tattooed, everything all over him. When the kid gets off the bus, he turns around and looks at me. Mister, que Dios te bendiga y te da más. May God bless you and give you more. And he tells everybody in the bus, que Dios les bendiga a todos. God bless you all. To everybody on the bus, a kid. And I tell you what, that made my day. That made my day. Didn't matter if my day was that bad, but just thinking about what that kid did, how his charity, not only to me, but everybody on the bus, exemplifies what I'm preaching, what I'm talking about having God in your faith, in your heart. That kid had it. What men do not have, this young man had it. And people were judging him on the way he looked. Like I said, he looked like a complete gang member, one of them cholos from Segundo Barrio. But guess what? This kid exemplified what charity was. Through the gracious of his heart that was filled with God's love, he said, everybody, que Dios les bendiga y que Dios les da más. God bless that kid. If I see you, the ride's on me, buddy. The ride's on me. You know, we're talking about the precept of charity and the presence of God. Oh Lord, teach me to love you truly with my whole heart, my whole soul, and with my whole strength. Think about that. Through charity, if we could do that, teach to love truly, truly from the heart and with my soul and with all my strength, to do that through charity. Imagine the world we would live in. Imagine what this world would be. You know, we saw what happened in Beirut with the church and what everything's going on. And John Claudio, thank you for the video. I mean, that was pretty amazing what I saw inside that church. Everything is going on, the bombings, the destruction of statues, the the accusations of the Catholic faith, Christianity being questioned with all these protesters and whatever. What does our faith, what does God have to do with your protesting and your, I guess you believe your civic duties that you're doing? What is God's reasoning? Why are you doing this for God? It's not God that caused this. God gave us all free will. All free will. We have the free will to be charitable. We have free will to be united. We have free will to do whatever we want. That's why we have free will. You're accusing, and as a lot of them say, that they don't believe in God. So you're believing a myth, a story that supposedly you are saying that does not exist, but yet you're going to destroy structures that represent a fake idol, like you say. You can't have it both ways. You can't believe and then destroy a home that supposedly you don't believe in. But you're doing this. Why? Why? Think about it. Like you say, God does not exist, then why destroy his home? Leave it alone. Leave it alone. That's where charity is supposed to come up through these people that are looting and destroying and everything that they're doing. Because of those of us that are faithful, and I'm not saying stand there with shotguns or guns or whatever. No, no, just stand there and pray and pray and pray. And they tell you, we're going to destroy the statue. Okay, but why are you going to destroy the statue? What does this statue symbolize to you? And I've seen a lot of them. It describes the white racism of men. Well, you destroyed the Virgin Mary. That's isn't that you're destroying a woman. So how is she what you say it is? And that's what I'm saying, brothers. If we were more charitable and we were there more at church, representing and standing there, look at all the churches throughout the country. How many men are really there? Gender roles have changed to the point where the women are the ones teaching faith to our children because the men are not stepping up to the plate anymore. That's why all this is happening. That's just why the world is changing. We need to step up and say, you know what? I'm going to go to church more. For example, at our parish, we're standing the pews. It's been the same three men and three women and a child. for the past 2 weeks. I know everybody has a life. I know everybody has something to do. But guess what? What does 2 hours affect your life? I mean, we're not asking you to be there all day. I'll be there all day. I want to clean the church. I want to make the church look beautiful again. I want the people to come back when all this is over and say, man, my God, they've been at work here. How come I wasn't involved in this work? How come I couldn't be part of this charitable event that my brothers and sisters have come to this parish to sand all the pews, to repaint the pews, to do the window seals, to do all this? Where was I? I was at home doing nothing because guess what? I didn't feel like going. Brothers, how many of us, when we go to church, we're going in, we're all saintly, we're behaving, we're not saying a bad word, but as soon as church is over and the parking lot's full and you're all of a sudden you're honking and throwing a finger at somebody because you want to get out because now it's your turn to go home and be what you want to be. What happened to that saintly man that was going into church and now is coming out this devil throwing fingers at the parking lot of church? How many times do we see that? Or how many times do we see pray the rosary in the back of a car and yet this person is flipping you the bird or calling you a SOS or MNOP, but yet they have pray the rosary in the back of their car or the cross equals love or whatever. How many times do we see that? A lot of us use faith as a cushion. Oh no, I'm a Catholic. I can't do this. Or it's against my religion, but then you're over here when you're not a church and you're something else. Brothers, I'll be honest with you. Those of you that know me. I'm not a saintly person. I'm not a martyr. I'm not this. I'm a man that's a sinner. I believe in God. I try my best to live my life. I try my best to put God first in everything I do in life. I try to exemplify what a Catholic man is supposed to be by teaching and preaching evangelization, teaching people about our faith, not pushing it on people, teaching it to people. I don't go and tell people, guess what, your faith is a make believe faith, or you're listening to the wrong God, or you're praying to the wrong God, because you know what? Who am I to judge anybody? That's why the man upstairs is upstairs. He has a penthouse suite office, and he's going to tell you if you're right or wrong. I'm nobody to judge nobody's faith. I'm nobody to judge anybody. But I'm going to call what I see is right. If you're a part time Catholic, that's fine. Become a full time Catholic. Am I a part time Catholic? I hope I'm a full time 3/4 Catholic because I do sin. I can't tell you I'm 100% pure because there ain't no such animal in this world. Through all my charitable things that I do and try to preach and try to keep on going, I hope God can forgive me and show me the way so I can become 100%. Do I believe that our church needs help? Do I believe that families need help? Yes, I do. I was one of those families that needed help. And through God and through everything He has given me and taught me and has put upon me, I've changed my life around to be a better man. Am I going to change the world? Not at one time, but maybe every Friday I'll get another listener. Maybe every Friday I'll get somebody that'll say, you know what, this crazy guy on Facebook makes a lot of sense, and maybe, you know what, I can start following a little bit what he teaches because we do need more men at church. We do need more men of faith, and we do need more men to help this younger generation compel and to complete what we're going supposed to be doing, and that is living life through God and everything He exemplifies, everything that He teaches, everything that He come across. Like I said, I met a band of brothers, strong men of El Paso, pray the rosary. I mean, I'll tell you what, I last night just by talking to them and perfect example, we're standing pews like I said. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to go get a orbital sander because you know what, I'm tired of sanding by my hand. This brother told me last night, I have an orbital sander and a belt sander if you need to borrow it. I barely met him, not even more than 20 minutes before that, and he's already offering to help. That's what I'm talking about charity. Right then and there. Shows you that there's still men, real true men of faith, true men of God. Brothers, I could sit here all day and tell you. I could teach you. I could tell you. I could hopefully get something to you to show you. But it's there. God is there. God is everywhere. We just have to listen. Virtues lies in the golden mean, the maximum which is so exact for moral virtues cannot be applied to the theological virtues, which having an infinite object can have no limit. The measure of our faith, hope, and charity is to believe, to hope, and to love without measure. However much love, however much we love God, we can never love Him too much, nor we love Him as much as He is lovable. By its very nature, then, the precept of charity admits of no limit, and who could never say, I shall love God up to a certain point, and that will be enough. It's like telling your mom, Mom, I love you just this much. Just así nomás la quiero. Just a little bit. It's like telling your wife, I love you this much. Or better yet, your baby girl, or if you have a son or your child, I love you, but I don't love you that much because I love something else more. That's pretty much exactly what we're talking about loving God. That's pretty much what we're doing. Imagine if God did that to us. You know what? I'm going to answer your prayers, but I'm not going to answer it all the way. I'm just going to barely open the door for you. You make the rest. And for some of us, He does do that. Some of us are hard learners. Imagine living like that. Imagine your mom telling you that, or your dad, I love you, but just this much. So why do we do that to God? Why do we just love God so much? In my house, it's God, my family, and then everything else. God is first in my home. My wife says it, my daughter says it, and I say it. You have other people say no, but in my house, that's the way it rolls. God comes first, then my family. Because without God, I couldn't be here. God is the reason why I have my family. God is the reason why I have everything I have. I hope a lot of you understand that. Brothers, I've wasted a lot of time today just talking to you. Just a little bit, brothers, just a little bit. If we can spare just a little bit of time to help those that need help, just a little bit of time to help the church rebuild itself, just a little bit of time to help somebody on the street. Like I said, you don't have to give them money. You don't even have to give them anything. Just say, you know what, brother, God bless you. If you got the money to be able to buy somebody a hamburger or something to eat, that'd be great, man. But I know right now our tough times are tough. But brothers, remember, through charity, unity, and fraternity, we can change the world. Have a blessed weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday. Be safe and take care. Thank you.